Whenever I need some answers, God, I turn to you. You are my help when I need wisdom. You always see me through. To know that you're chasing after me, it makes me wanna run to where you are. God, you make this journey worth it. I give you all my heart. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. Wherever there is freedom, I know that's where you'll be. You make me wanna do what's right and be the best version of me. To know that you're chasing after me, it makes me wanna run to where you are. God, you make this journey worth it. I give you all my heart. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I 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 don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop living for you. For you. I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop running to you. To you, God. I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop living for you. For you. I don't wanna stop. I don't wanna stop running to you. To you, God. You're all I need. My source for everything. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. When I don't know what to do, you help me figure it out. God, I run to you. When I need a solution, I have no doubt that I will run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you. I run to you.
Welcome to Story Lab.
Today, we're taking a look at a story that's all about what you choose to fill your mind with.
Let's go. Hey, I'm Skylar.
And I'm Sebastian.
All month, we're talking about ways that we can grow in wisdom.
Just like Jesus did.
Sometimes that means changing the way you see things.
Like this. Ooh. Ooh.
What you up to there?
Playing a little tennis.
Very impressive, but
I had you there for a moment, right?
pretty straightforward illusion.
But super fun.
Hey, you want to try another illusion?
Illustriously? Yes. Let's make it.
Today, we're going to create magic sand.
It's cool.
You'll just need some clean sand and some water repellent spray, like this. It's super easy. Just spread out the sand like this. And then you'll shake the board. Then cover all the sand with the water repellent spray. Oh, that's an arm workout. You try. You may have to shift all the sand around and spray it again, just to make sure it all gets covered. Oh yeah.
That's it? No lights, no drama?
Well, you can say something dramatic if you want.
Please! My mom said that's the magic word.
Come on.
Huh. I think we lost Nemo again.
This is where we can see the magic sand in action. It takes a few coats of spray and a good bit of drying time before the magic sand is ready. So, I made some in advance. Check it out.
Cool.
So here, we have wet sand.
That's some wet sand.
And here, not so much.
It's not mixing in with the water.
Nope. The repellent spray has waterproofed the sand. That means the sand can be in the water, but the water will never be in the sand.
Oh.
Look.
Whoa. How?
The chemicals in the spray are hydrophobic.
Hydro is Latin for water, and phobic means fear. Hydrophobic sand avoids or fears the water.
Let's try different colors.
I'm going to build the world's first underwater sandcastle.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Huh? Whoa! That's crazy!
Or maybe not. It's in the water, but not mixing in.
Speaking of which, it's time for...
The story before the story.
Today, we're in Romans. The book of Romans is a letter written by the Apostle Paul to the believers in Rome.
From an early age, Paul, or Saul, had studied the scriptures and followed every single rule.
Paul believed the new Jesus followers were completely wrong and must be stopped.
Then, Paul met Jesus, and everything changed.
Paul became one of Jesus' most enthusiastic followers and started many new churches.
Paul wrote letters to these churches and other believers to help them understand who Jesus is and how he wants us to live.
One of Paul's most famous letters was written to the Jesus followers in Rome.
Which is where our story starts.
Take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen. In the book of Romans, Paul dives deep. Today, we're going to take a look at something he wrote in chapter 12, verse 2.
Don't live the way this world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed. Then you'll be able to test what God wants for you, and you will agree that what He wants is right. His plan is good and pleasing and perfect.
Okay, let's take that in some smaller bites. Don't live the way this world lives. See, we see and hear a lot of messages every day about what's important, from TV shows to music to YouTube ads. Some of those things are totally fine, but not everything we see or hear is good or true, and it can be easy to get confused. Lots of people think you can only be happy if you get lots of nice stuff. And if you're super popular and successful and important, but what God says about you is completely different. God says that you are deeply loved no matter what you do, and that you are created for a purpose. God says that you were made to love God and love others, and that chasing after stuff and popularity can never bring you lasting joy. But when you hear so many different things every day, it can be hard to remember the things that God says are true. Paul wrote, "Let your way of thinking be completely changed." Let's be real. Changing the way you think is hard. I mean, the average person has about 60,000 thoughts every day. That means you're thinking a new thought almost every second. I'm having like 5 thoughts about that right now. Anyway, controlling all those thoughts feels kinda impossible, but there's hope. Paul wrote that God can help you to completely change the way you think. The best place to start is simply to ask God. God, you know I get stuck focusing on the wrong things. Please, help me change the way I think. Your brain is so used to your old thoughts that it's stuck in a rut. But you can give your mind new things to think about. First of all, you can memorize God's word. When you focus on the truth about God from Scripture, God can bring those verses to mind when you need them most. You can also focus on the right things. Whenever you can, choose stories, shows, music, and activities that point you to what is right and beautiful in this world. And 3, you can talk with trusted people, grown-ups and friends who follow Jesus. They can help you see how what you're facing fits into God's story. Changing those 60,000 thoughts is not going to happen overnight, but as you continue to practice and ask God for help, your focus will start to shift. Then, as Paul wrote, you will be able to test what God wants for you, and you will agree that what He wants is right. His plan is good and pleasing and perfect. Paul knew that as your way of thinking changes, everything changes. When you are faced with tough situations, you'll start to see more quickly how you can love God and love others. You'll begin to grow in wisdom as you discover what you should do, and then do it. The end.
60,000 thoughts every day? Who knew?
No wonder it feels so busy in my head.
Yep, and it's all those thoughts that turn into our actions.
So, what's our part in the story?
Wise choices start with wise thinking.
Wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it.
That's right. And one of those things we should do is pay attention to our thoughts. Just because a thought pops into your head doesn't mean that it's true.
Like, if I got a bad grade on my math test, I'm a total failure.
That's a total lie, because God says that we are deeply loved, no matter what we do.
Exactly. You can make a habit of thinking about your thoughts and asking if they are true. And you could spend time feeding your brain good things too.
Like memorizing God's word.
And choosing stories, shows, games, and music that help you focus on what's right and good with the world God created.
Those are great suggestions. And when you are struggling with difficult or anxious thoughts, it's important to talk with a trusted grown-up who can help point you to what's true. All of these things will help to change your way of thinking.
It's like how healthy food grows a healthy body.
Healthy thoughts grows wise actions.
You got it. The very most important way to keep growing in wisdom is to ask God for it. When you follow Jesus, God sends the Holy Spirit to live with you and guide you.
It's like that verse in James. If any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you.
I think I need to start asking about 60,000 times a day.
God will be right there to hear you every single time. See you later.
Bye. So here's the thing. Never stop growing in wisdom.
Also, never get too old for sandcastles.
Ketchup and mustard. Let's see what the blue looks like.
Thanks for joining us in the Story Lab. See you next time.
Oh, hello. I'm John Ross, and welcome back to Creating with John Ross. If this is your first time with us, I would like to encourage you to get out your paint and paintbrush and create along with us. I promise you, you can paint as well as I can. We're going to be using about 11 or 28 different colors to paint to do a happy little sea painting. We're going to take a yellow and a green, along with some blue, and maybe a tad of magenta and sepia. Let's also put a hair of fuchsia and just a wisp of umber. Don't you just love umber? I sure do. When we mix all those paints together, we get a beautiful and cheerful black color. A color that's happy to see you and gives you a hug. If you want, you can just use a normal black paint. Now, as we start this little sea painting, we want to be able to capture the power and raw nature of the sea, but at the same time, make the sea approachable and friendly. Why don't we give the sea a happy little wave? That's it. Nothing too scary or over the top. Just something to help capture the mood of the sea. Now let's add some blue. You can't do a little sea painting without blue.
Oh, you're painting a sea, huh?
Yes. Would you like to see the sea?
I would love to see the sea.
Okay.
That's a happy little sea.
See. That's yes in Spanish.
I get it. I'm Brandon,
And I'm John,
and welcome to
the So-and-so Show.
We're so glad you decided to hang out with us today.
Did you know that more people have walked on the moon than have been to the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean?
I did.
Well, yeah, me too.
Anyway, John and I were trying to decide.
Did you know that if you put Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world, at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the peak would still be more than a mile underwater?
Yes, yeah, I think I did know that.
Oh. Did you also know
Why
that...
are you reading the encyclopedia?
Well, you know how we were trying to decide if we should, record an episode of the So-and-so Show at the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to do some research on whether or not that would be a wise idea.
Yeah, but aren't encyclopedias usually out of date?
Actually, this one's from this year.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know they still made them because of, the internet.
They still make these. I get a new set every year.
You actually buy
Anyway, did you know that the pressure pushing down on you at the bottom of the Mariana Trench would be like 50 jumbo jets sitting on top of you?
No. Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, me either. And there's also sea cucumbers that live down there.
What?
Yeah.
I can't stand cucumbers.
Me either, sea or land. That settles it. After looking at all the facts and this new information, I think the wise thing to do would be to not record an episode of the show at the bottom of the ocean.
I agree.
Congratulations, Brandon and John, hosts of the So-and-so Show. With your most recent wise choice, you have finally achieved 100% wisdom.
What? Oh! Oh, yeah! This is so unexpected, 100% wisdom.
I don't even know where to begin. Thank you so much. Growing in wisdom has always been the goal, and I think that we have tried to... thank you to everyone who ever taught us anything. Thank you to...
my encyclopedia!
To John's encyclopedias, my teachers, my small group leaders.
We made it, baby!
We did it!
Oh, and the bear's waving us off. Yay! Woo!
100% wisdom. I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, no, apparently so. We've grown as wise as one can grow.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, John, now that I don't have to search for wisdom anymore, I can search for things with absolutely no value whatsoever. Oh, look, here's a video called 101 Armpit Noises.
That sounds fantastic. Yeah. Oh, and since I don't have to be wise anymore, I can eat whatever I want. Yeah, peanut butter and pickles. Woohoo! So much fun. Oh, yeah.
Hey, don't mind if I do.
Oh, go on.
Congratulations, John.
No, congratulations to you, Brandon.
Hey!
Wait. What just happened? Why did we lose our trophies?
Maybe we lost our wisdom.
Can that happen?
I don't know. But I know someone who might. It's Bible story time with Kellen.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Kellen.
Did you really think you had gained all wisdom?
Well, there's this really cool announcer.
Yeah, and the trophies.
I think you might need to hear a Bible story.
I think you're right. Take it away, Kellen.
Today we're looking at a verse from the book of Romans, which originally was a letter written by a guy named Paul. Now, Paul went from being someone who tried to arrest Jesus followers to being a Jesus follower himself. So he knew a little something about growing in wisdom. Here's what Paul wrote. Don't live the way this world lives. Let your way of thinking be completely changed. So think about how this world lives. The things we see on TV, the internet, the people we're around, even the music we listen to, are all trying to get us to see things in a certain way. Sometimes they're trying to convince us to do things that aren't wise. Paul wrote that we shouldn't go along with the world. Sounds simple enough, but is it? Let's find out with our friends, Count Lupe and Mr. Fritter.
There's nothing like being out in the park, enjoying the nice warm sunshine. Don't you think so, Count?
The sunshine makes me soft and squishy, Mr. Fritter. And a little ripe.
Hey, isn't that the Tangelo kids?
Cord and Tabby!
I'm recording, Terry. Make sure you go fast. Rudy Baker did it, but he was slow as a turnip. If you want views on FruitTube, you gotta fly down.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure they should be doing that. It looks dangerous.
Don't be such a Granny Smith, Mr. Fritter. They're just cuties after all. Besides, everyone is doing it.
Terry? Tabby? I don't think that's a very good idea.
Here goes. Did you get that?
Yeah. Ouch.
Get this too. Did you get that?
I'm sure he'll be fine. But that's what happens when you do something just because everyone else is doing it. You can get hurt in a lot of different ways. Paul wrote that you should let your way of thinking be completely changed. Instead of following the world, you should follow Jesus. And Jesus will help you change the way you think and the way you act. Here's what Paul wrote next. Then you will be able to test what God wants for you, and you will agree that what he wants is right. His plan is good and pleasing and perfect. When Jesus helps you change the way you think and act, you'll actually see the benefits of those changes made in your life. You'll see how good and perfect God's plan is. Okay, let's check in again with Count Lupe and Mr. Fritter.
Well, hopefully you and the Tangelos have learned your lessons.
I have, Mr. Fritter. No more dangerous, death-defying deeds of daring do for me.
I think that's wise.
Unless it gets me a lot of likes.
What was that last part, Count? Count? Count! Oh, dear.
No, Tabby. I don't think this is a good idea. Don't you remember what happened last time?
Maybe you're right. FruitTube was fun and all, but I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Stand back! I am here! We are go for lunch, Bert.
Okay, here goes.
100 views on FruitTube. Here I come!
Looks like Count Lupe still has some growing to do.
Medic!
Oh, dear.
Mr. Fritter's right. Count Lupe does have some growing up to do. And that goes for all of us. We should never stop wanting to learn and grow in wisdom. God wants what's best for us and doesn't want to see us get hurt.
Wow. Hey, thanks, Kellen. I think we needed that.
So, we're never gonna reach 100% wisdom? Because I really wanted that trophy.
Wisdom takes time, your whole life even. Remember, even Jesus grew wiser as he grew up. It's the way God made us.
Oh, that's right. Thanks, Kellen.
You bet. I'll see you next time.
You know, I can't believe the first thing I wanted to do when I thought I was full of wisdom was eat junk food.
I wanted to listen to armpit noises. I can't decide which one is worse.
Armpit noises.
Yeah, the armpit thing. No, you're right. Hey, reveal the question. Oh, how are you wiser than you used to be? Yeah. Wow, this answer could go on forever.
Really? I got nothing.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Man, I got a list this long. I'll go first. I used to make decisions without thinking. Like, I once tried to run a 5K without training first. Did not go well. But now I think before I act.
For me, I've learned to think before I speak. A long time ago, I told a friend that she was a bad singer. I wasn't even thinking about how that might make her feel. I was just giving my honest opinion.
That's brutal.
I know, it wasn't really well thought out. I've learned to be a little more gentle with my honesty. Plus, turns out she wasn't a bad singer. She was really good. She just had a bad cold when I heard her.
Man, wisdom is a journey.
Very true. Hey, talk about it together. How are you wiser than you used to be?
And we'll see you next week for a brand new show.
Yay!
Right here on our show.
Do you have any more of those pickles with peanut butter?
I don't.
Oh, you ate them all?
I did.
It sounds like you're just painting like lines.
That's just your wrists.
Sorry. I can't stay like that any longer. Can I see?
All right, I think you're going to be very happy with
Okay.
it. It looks just like you.
I really appreciate this. Thank you.
See? There's your nose. There's your eye. And there's your wings.
I love it.
Thank you. I call it Portrait of a Bird. Thanks for keeping me company, though.